Women, you've been deceived. Women don't sleep with men just because of looks or love. It's deeper, it's hidden, and most guys never notice it. In this video, I'll show you the 4 hidden drivers that get women into bed. Drivers based on psychology, status, rebellion, and escape. If you don't get these, you'll keep getting blindsided. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon. 1. She sleeps with the man who makes her feel seen. Forget the Hollywood myth that women sleep with men purely out of physical appeal. The covert motivator, the one men never even realize, is emotional validation. A woman wants to be seen, to be desired, to feel valued. And when a man provides her that emotional rush, it turns the switch on. Consider the life of the modern woman. She's being flooded with male attention on social media, likes, comments, DMs, but it's superficial, faceless validation. Most of it feels tawdry. Then she meets a man who zeroes in on her with presence and makes her feel like the only woman in the room. That man has already crossed her defenses. Women are much more emotionally wired than men. While men are able to compartmentalize attraction, pulling desire apart from emotional connection, women hardly do. If you make her laugh when she anticipated boredom, if you recall her details when everyone else forgets, if you anchor her in a way that no one else can, she feels something deeper than flattery. She feels special, and that feeling is intoxicating. Here's the kicker. It doesn't matter if you're her type physically. Emotional validation trumps physical checklists. You've seen women go out with men shorter, older, even less conventionally handsome. Why? Because those men tapped into her emotional hunger to feel like she counted. The Stoics got this dynamic. They taught that humans are motivated not only by reason but by passions. Feelings that, if unchecked, can trump reason. When a woman feels validated, passion trumps her reason. She might even violate her own rules, saying to herself, "I never do this." But her body disobeys her words. What most men do wrong is try too hard. Overcompensation, continuous complimenting, desperate attention. These don't confirm, they smother. Validity comes from being there and from holding back. It's when you see what other people don't. It's when you speak for her value without losing yours. That balance is rare, and that's why women sleep with the men who achieve it. So the secret motivator is not naked lust alone. It's validation of the heart. When she feels completely seen, her body follows. 2. Sleeping with a man to violate her own rules. The second secret motivator is rebellion, with intimacy as a means of avoiding routine, breaking rules or rebelling against the expectations she's created for herself or others have created for her. And men underestimate how strong this motivator is. Many women live under invisible cages, family expectations, societal pressures, their own internal good girl identity. She's supposed to be proper, to play by the script, but desire flourishes in rebellion. When she finds a man who embodies something beyond her cage, sleeping with him becomes less about the act itself and more about freedom. This is why bad boys have always had disproportionate success. It's not their tattoos or leather jackets. It's the energy of defiance. They embody freedom, unpredictability, danger. For a woman locked in a life of routines, duties, and regulations, that energy is irresistible. Giving herself to that man makes her feel like she's rebelling. Rebellion doesn't always mean chaos. Sometimes it's subtle. She may be with a safe guy, but cheat with a man who stirs up the parts of her she's buried. She may swear she'd never sleep with someone on the first date, until she meets the man who turns her on enough to break that rule. The contradiction isn't hypocrisy, it's proof of the rebellion driver. Stoic psychology cautions us about this. People behave contrary to their stated values, not because they're devious, but because passion is stronger than principle. A woman overflowing with rebellion isn't thinking long-term. She's defying her own limits. This is the risk for men, confusing rebellion with love. Just because she sleeps with you in a fit of rebellion doesn't mean she'll stay. You were the catalyst that broke her cage, but when the rebellion high fades, she might return to her old ways, or chase another thrill. And yet this rebellion catalyst is powerful. Most women won't admit it, but they've slept with men not out of great love or lust, but because the act itself was rebellion against their name, their parents' wishes, or society's rules. It wasn't about him, it was about freedom. So whereas validation makes her feel appreciated, rebellion makes her feel liberated, and both can get her to bed faster than reason ever could. 3. Social power and status. One of the most unpleasant realities, and one men rarely want to hear, is that women sometimes sleep with men not for love or passion, but for status. Desire isn't always about the man himself, it's about what it means to be with him. Humans are status-driven creatures, and women are especially attuned to hierarchy. A man with means, power, or influence doesn't just bring himself, he brings access to a higher level of existence. When a woman sleeps with a man like this, she's not just pleasing her flesh, she's raising her social status, even if only for a moment. Consider celebrities, athletes, powerful businessmen. Many aren't traditionally handsome, but they rarely struggle with women. Why? Because being with them makes a woman feel important, boosts her ego, and may even bring material rewards, connections, money, or bragging rights. The Stoics call this externals, things outside virtue that people chase to feel legitimate. A woman driven by externals uses intimacy as a path to fleeting fame. She's not pursuing the man, she's pursuing what being with him represents. Even subconsciously, she wants to be the woman who won him, to feel superior to others. This is why some women date within certain social circles, not for love, but for access. To her, the act is transactional. She offers intimacy, and in return, she gets higher social proof. The man's trap is ego blindness. When you're that man with clout, it's easy to mistake her desire for status as real attraction. She might seem excited, even obsessed, but it's not you she's drawn to. It's the currency that comes with you. And if a bigger opportunity appears, she may switch without hesitation. Sometimes it's not even material, it's about reputation. A woman might sleep with the top guy in her group just to feel his aura. She's not after intimacy, but status by association. Here's the truth. If a woman's attraction to you is based on what you are, not who you are, she's motivated by this secret status dynamic. And as the Stoics warned, anything built on externals collapses when these externals disappear. 4. Emotional escape. Sex as therapy for turmoil inside. The last hidden motivator is perhaps the saddest. It explains why some women sleep with men who are wrong for them. It's not validation, rebellion, or status. It's escape. Life is heavy. Many women today carry unresolved trauma, loneliness, or emptiness. Instead of confronting it, they seek moments of distraction. Sex becomes a form of emotional anesthesia, not from attraction, but to numb the pain quiet the overthinking and feel something even briefly. A woman may sleep with a man after a breakup, not because she's moved on, but because she's desperate to distract herself. She might surrender to a stranger just to silence the emptiness for a night. For her, it's not about him. It's about escaping herself. This is why many women admit to sleeping with men they didn't even like. The driver wasn't desire, it was therapy. For a few hours, she felt wanted, desired, connected. She could silence the chaos by drowning it in closeness. From a Stoic lens, this is the most dangerous dynamic for men, because you become her coping mechanism. She'll rely on you, not for who you are, but for the relief you provide. When her pain fades or another distraction appears, she vanishes, leaving you wondering why it felt so real. Watch the timing. Did she rush into intimacy after a breakup, a family fight, or revealing deep struggles? That's rarely attraction, it's escape. And men who mistake escape sex for desire end up blindsided. Here's the brutal truth. A woman who sleeps with you to get away from herself will never stay. When the high fades, she's back facing the same pain she tried to flee, and you were just the temporary cure. So although validation, rebellion, and status can all drive attraction, this last one, escape, is pure survival psychology. It's not about you, it's not about lust. It's about her desperation to quiet the storm inside, even for one night.